In my first year of training, I've gained 40 pounds of muscle. I started training last year, January the 14th to be specific. I started training last year, January the 14th. And from that point onwards to today, which is like February the something, I've gained 40 pounds of muscle, right? In my first year of training, I was 154 pounds. I was skinny as fuck. I'm 6'2", so I'm pretty tall, right? And for that height, that weight is just atrocious. It's like you are very skinny at 150 pounds, right? So I was 150 pounds. I was super skinny. I could take my hand, wrap it around my biceps, right, and there'd be some space left. That's how small my arms were. I was skinny as fuck. I went into the gym with the sole purpose not to just like get big for my own self and get like self-respect. Oh, yeah, okay, all of that, those things, like I somewhat wanted to respect myself more, but my sole like reason to go into the gym was just to improve my attraction, because I just thought if I went to the gym, I'd get more attraction. And I was like, you know what? This might be worth it. Let me just go into the gym, build the aesthetic body, and get some attraction, right? So I went to the gym. I've trained for just over a year now, and I've gained more than 40 pounds of muscle. I'm 195 now. I started at 154, so I've gained like 41 pounds of muscle. And I'm just gonna go through like most of the things that I did to get to this point, right? So you've probably heard the phrase that going to the gym only gets you attention from men and not girls, right? And that's because people go to the gym and train like fucking bench press and like deadlifts and fucking what's the other one, like squats and shit, right? They do all that stuff to gain like strength and become like powerlifters or some shit, and then they come out after like years of training. Like I look at some guys in my gym, right? They've been training for like 4 years, right? And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like you're telling me you've been in the gym for 4 years. You look like you just started going to the gym, right? Of course, you can lift a lot heavier than me, but when someone looks at you, it's not like they're going to look at you and think, "What is your squat? What is your deadlift? You fucking bench what's like three plates was like 315 or some shit." No one's really gonna care about most of that, right? People are just gonna look and then just see like, do you have an aesthetic physique or no, right? So like, I prioritized the seven aesthetic muscles when I started my gym journey. I prioritized the seven aesthetic muscles, and I've just put them in the center of all my training. They're literally the pinnacle of all my training, right? So, in case you don't know what the seven aesthetic muscles are, it's neck, traps, lateral delts, upper chest, biceps, abs and obliques, and what are those called? Lats, right? Those are basically the seven aesthetic muscles, right? And basically, what what training those does is going to build you that V taper, right? That V taper is basically what's attractive to guys. And when you build that V taper, you're going to get like the attraction that I was talking about, right? It's the equivalent of seeing like a girl who's built like with that like curvy build, where it's like whoop, what, that curvy build, right? It's like that's the equivalent of a guy having like a V taper, right? So basically, prioritizing those muscles will, or it is what I did to build the aesthetic physique, right? And I've been training for like a year, right? So training those was at the center of my training, right? So I trained those, I put them in the center of all my training, and like things like neck, right? Basically, no one you know trains neck. No one I know trains neck, right? But it's something that's like so apparent. Like you can see my neck right now, right? So like if you look at my neck, right, there's like this muscle right here, this muscle that goes from the side. Fuck, that shit looks so sexual. Me just showing you my neck and shit. But just like imagine this for educational purposes only, right? This part right here of the neck, this part of the neck right here, if you train it, there's like muscles there that can reach like hypertrophy where you can like grow your neck. And I've only trained my neck for like 5 months now, give or take, right? I started like around like September. I've only trained my neck for like 5 months now, but it's like these things that no one is training. And you, if I when I trained them, I started seeing like the differences day and night of how much it just amplifies your physique overall, compared to if I just did deadlifts and squats and what is it, just the other one, bench or some shit, right? Like compared to if I just did those random things, right? it's one of those things that just amplified my physique, right? So I put all these like muscles at the center of my training. And in my first 7 months of training, right? In my first 7 months of training, since I was mainly just focused on aesthetics alone, right? I trained, but I was trying to get super lean, right? Because of course lean is low, and when you have that lean physique and you have your abs and obliques showing, it's going to be like super, super attractive, right? So I trained, but I didn't put on much muscle mass because I was also staying very lean. I'm talking 9.1% body fat lean, where you're just fucking shredded, right? So I was training, but I wasn't able to really put on that much muscle mass, right? And I did all the right things. Like my diet was tapped in. I had like the same meals basically every day. I ate high protein. I ate only real food. I ate no sugar. Like I only had sugar in chocolate milk, which is good for calories and protein, right? But I barely had sugar in anything else. Never ate the bad food. I just like tapped in. Like my life revolved around the fucking gym, right? So I was just tapped in. I ate all the right foods. I ate the good meals, the high protein, the meat, the eggs, and all the right things, right? And that definitely was one of the biggest factors in my training, right? And along with my diet, right, I also included supplements, right? So I took protein powder, I took creatine, I took pre-workout, and all those things, like all those three things, right, combined together with my diet as well. It's really just like unlocked the ability to like really just build muscle, right? So I did those, tapped in on my diet, tapped in on supplements. And in my first 7 months, I went from 154 to 171 pounds whilst being super, super lean. But things really took like a not a U-turn. Things really took like, in a graph is going like this, right? Like it's going like up, up, up. Things took like a steep turn. Like things just went, they just shot through the ranks, right? When I started training like 4 or 5 months ago, right? When I was now just focusing on really putting on as much muscle mass as humanly possible. So for the last like 4 months, I've went from 170 pounds to 195 pounds now. I'm like 194.8, which is basically 195, right? So I've went from 170 pounds to 195 pounds. I've put on an extra 25 pounds of muscle, right? 70, 90. Yeah, 25 pounds of muscle in that like exact time frame, right? In just 4 or 5 months, right? And I'm still lean. Like I still have abs better than everyone watching this video, right? So I'm still lean. I'm still training like 5, 6 times a week, right? But it was when I really just started focusing on putting on as much muscle mass as possible, where things really just went like up for me, right? I'm obviously going to cut down a little bit just to get that lean shredded physique in the summer. But as of right now, at 195 pounds, oh my god, it's just been like, it's been crazy because like I have all the muscle mass, but I'm still lean, right? I have all the muscle mass, I'm still lean. I'm just gonna push to like 200, two or something, and then I'll probably cut back to like 190. I don't need to cut down to like 190. I could even just stay the same body fat percentage as I am now, because I'm about 12% give or take, because like my abs are really visible, and I'm assuming I'm like 12%. I don't have it checked yet. On the previous one, when I told you I was 9.1% body fat, I had that checked. I had that tested at like a professional lab and everything, right? So the 9.1% was actually fact. This is me assuming I'm like 12, 13% body fat, right? But yeah, it was also all of that. And as time went on, me in the gym, right? I at first it was obviously like the David Goggins mode of I need to lock in, I just need to go to the gym, get it done, even if I'm feeling unmotivated, even if I don't wanna be here, whatever. But as time went on, I started to enjoy it. Like I love the gym. It's like one of the most fun parts of my day now. So the less friction there was to me going to the gym, the more progress I was now making in the gym, right? I go to the gym with my friends. It's always hype sessions. We're all having fun. We're just making jokes left, right, and center. We're doing shenanigans, even though I got banned from the gym like a few weeks ago for that, but whatever the fuck. They brought me back. Anyways, but anyways, it's like it's so fun. Like the gym is a fun experience for me, and of course, I am I think I got lucky because I'm training with people who are relatively on the same level as me. Because there's like two of my friends who I go with almost every single day, right? I'm training with them. They're basically on the same level as me. So it's like at that point, there's friendly competition, and it's like iron sharpens iron. The more my friends are pushing, the more I'm gonna push. The more I'm pushing, the more they're gonna push, and we're just gonna keep pushing each other to reach like uh the goals we're trying to reach, right? And it's always like super super hype. So now the gym is more of a social experience for me than it was like just a grind to get it done, to get like to achieve the physique, to achieve everything, right? And also I even had the timeline set for me. I was like, by 1 April I want to be 200 pounds. I'm like 195. I still have like a bit of time to get there. 200 pounds, I'm on track to achieve the things that I want to achieve. But now the gym is just frictionless. That's a fake, whatever the fuck. Frictionless, right? So now I go there, I enjoy and I love the gym. And now it's like I can actually just make progress passively without having to obsess over the results every single day, right? So that's been like one of the biggest things for me. Just wanted to tell you guys about how it's going so far. That's been one of the biggest things for me, just like really 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 being able to start making progress, like without me obsessing over it, without gritting my teeth every single time I'm like, fuck, I'm going to the gym, whatever, right? And also like all these results that I've told you guys about, I also just still wanted to tell you about. So thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the video.